Okay, so this is going to be a UFO story. Not much of a story, but it's my story. So when I was in the military, this was in the mid 70s, I got tired of being in the motor pool all the time. See, our day, we were we did our formation and then we do a run and calisthenics, and then after we would get all cleaned up, we would go to the motor pool. And we had to do maintenance on our machinery. I was in a M11311 Charlie, which had a 4.2 inch mortar gun, and along with a 50 cal. And well, I think we had four people usually: a driver, a gunner, and a couple of ammo bearers. I was the gunner most of the time. I did do a little bit. There was a short time where I did track commander, when our sergeant got transferred. So I was Spec 4. So for a little while I did that, but I didn't like being at the motor pool all the time. We had the thing tip-top shape. We did everything we could think of, down to scrubbing the engine and pulling the floorboards out and all this stuff. But, day after day, four guys working on that thing, you run out of things to do. But you couldn't not do things, which we did. We did not do things. We would just hang around. But we had this little hack. We would all grab a specific tool from the tool room, and we would sit near a bolt or a screw, or if I had a screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, I'd find a screw. Got a call. Okay, little interruption there. So what I was talking about is in the motor pool, we had this little hack on how we got through the day. We would find an appropriate bolt for whatever tool we had, and if any of the so-called brass, any of the officers came walking through, we would put our tool on the bolt and loosen it or tighten it, or we'd act like we were doing something. And of course, they wouldn't notice. They'd just keep walking by. Of course, if we were just standing there, shooting the crap, as they say, we would get some attention, and they would make some work for us. Who knows what. Anyway, that's what we would do. So to get out of that monotony, I would volunteer to get driver's licenses. So I collected lots of driver's licenses. Anytime I saw any kind of post-it for a driver, I would volunteer to go get that license. So I accumulated lots of driver's licenses. And what that did is, when guard duty would come along, a lot of the most of the posts were walking. Some of them were kind of ridiculous, walking around a building with a baseball bat. But the better ones were driving, and maybe it's a Jeep or a pickup truck, or even the bus to bring the guards out to the different locations. So I had the driver's license, and guard duty came up, and it was it was the ammo dump in Whitesands. and it had a driving position, the Jeep. Of course, you had to have a license to drive each one of these vehicles. Hey guys. Anyway, so I was on this guard duty. I think there was four of us. There was like a hut out there, a guard shack, one Jeep, and of course we had a radio in the hut and in the Jeep, and our radio would contact us back to, I guess you'd call it headquarters. Anyway, let the traffic clear out here for a second. Hey, how are you doing?
Good, are you, Paul? Stop, I mean, a
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, I'm on this I'm on this post, and I take the Jeep. I go out by myself, and I go around the perimeter of the ammo dump. And this place has got a tall uh, wire fence with the razor wire wrapped around the top, and it's formidable looking place. And there's like these bunkers where there's cement on the front entrance, like, and then they look like a sand dune, basically. But anyway, and there's little paved roads going all connecting all these things. I don't know, but I was told kind of under the breath that there was nukes being stored there, and don't have any reason to think there weren't. Anyway, here's the main story. I'm out driving, and I see these lights in the sky, and they appear to be coming right down in the middle of the ammo dump. So I get on the radio and I report it, and to my amazement, they just kind of blew me off, saying, "Oh, you're probably seeing an airplane off in the distance, landing somewhere." And no, it looked more like these lights went right down in the middle of the dump. They said, like a helicopter or something. I said, "Yeah, like a helicopter." They said, "Well, there's nothing over there, and you would have heard it for sure. Did you hear it?" I said, "No, it didn't make a sound." Anyway, they blew me off. I figured, well, if they're going to blow me off, I'm going to blow them off. So I just kept driving. I didn't see anything else. And that was my UFO story for the Army.